Welcome to Glambot. Before you begin, please review your assembly instruction manual and the safety instructions. The estimated time to build your Glambot is 30 minutes. For safety and ease, we recommend you use 2 people for the assembly process. All of the hardware and tools you will need is included. It is imperative that you have the appropriate amount of space before running your Glambot. A minimum space requirement of 12 feet wide, by 12 feet long, by 10 feet high, is necessary to avoid collisions. Warning: a collision with Glambot may cause physical damage to property, person or the robot itself. Ensure proper clearance of the robot at all times. All persons and objects must remain outside the work envelope. By operating Glambot, you are assuming the risks and liabilities associated with it. Step 1. Remove the base from the box or travel crate. Place the base on the floor approximately 8 feet away from the desired target location with the power strip facing back. Remove the nested toolbox and place to the side. If needed, level the base using the ratchet adjustment integrated into each of the 4 casters. Ensure the base is on solid ground, level and stable. Remove the 2 magnetic perforated panels and place them to the side. Then remove the power cable and attached e-stop. Step 2. Remove the pedestal from the box or travel crate. Stage the pedestal in front of the base with the access panel facing the target location. Ensure the power cables and the USB cables are laid to either side and will not be pinched when placing the pedestal on the base. Place the pedestal centered on the base, aligning the mounting holes, checking that no wires are pinched. Using the 12mm socket or standard wrench, attach the 8M8 hex head bolts. These bolts are labeled H1 in your assembly instruction manual. Torque tight and go over the bolts a second time as needed to ensure tightness. Bolt tightness on any step of the Glambot assembly is essential for both safety and to ensure as smooth as possible of a shot. If a component is not properly tightened, it may cause micro vibrations which will cause the arm and camera to be more shaky. Next, make sure the power cord is not plugged in yet and that no power is getting to the unit. Then, route the 2 black NEMA plugs and USB-C cord under the frame and plug them into the power strip at the rear of the base. Next, plug the yellow power connector into the mating pigtail from the nested power supply. Finally, plug the 2 USB-A cables into the mini PC, tucking any access cable away. Then, replace the 2 magnetic perforated panels. Step 3. Remove the arm and wrist assemblies from the box or travel case and place on the ground. Set the wrist assembly out of the way. Next, extend the elbow joint out from the stowed position of 160 degrees to a position of 90 degrees. Then place the arm on its side. Locate the dowel pin on the pedestal so you know how to align the arm. With the arm directed straight ahead to the front, align the dowel pin, and set the arm on the pedestal. We recommend having 2 bolts ready to secure the arm so that you do not have to hold it. Place the 2 bolts opposite of each other and thumb tighten. Use the remaining 6M6 hex head bolts to attach the arm to the pedestal. These bolts are labeled H2 in your assembly instruction manual. Thumb tighten all of the bolts. Use the 10mm socket or standard wrench. Using a star pattern of tightening, torque the bolts tight. It is imperative a star pattern of tightening is used due to uneven weight distribution. We recommend going over the bolts 2 to 3 times to ensure the tightest fit. Next, looking from the rear of the unit, begin with the right side wire harness. Plug in the 3 data and power connectors and the USB-C connector into the panel on the bottom side of the arm. Then, attach the left side harness by plugging in the 2 power and data connectors into the lift motor. These connectors are a little tricky to get in. We recommend one hand going from the front side of the unit and one hand guiding the connectors from the bottom on the side. Finally, plug in the mating power connectors for the brake at the rear of the unit. Step 4. Extend the arm to the horizontal position. Orient the wrist assembly such that the nesting motor protrudes out of the top of the arm. Slide the wrist assembly between the plates at the end of the arm assembly. Using the 10mm socket or standard wrench, attach the 4M6 hex head bolts. These bolts are labeled H3 in your assembly instruction manual. Torque the bolt tight and go over the bolts a second time to tighten as needed. It is important when attaching the wrist assembly to not pinch the wires between the plates. Holding the wires back as you slide the wrist in will help you accomplish this. Plug in the cable on the wrist into the panel on the top side of the arm. If holding the arm, gently let the arm fall to hang vertically to a 90-degree angle, tucking the wrist under. Place an iPhone or camera of choice, weighing 3 pounds or less, into the wrist mount and secure tightly. For the best video quality, iPhone 15 Pro Max is recommended. Double check that the arm is at 90 degrees and the wrist is resting gently on the ground. Congratulations, you have completed the Glambot assembly. You may now proceed to the initialization.